기불 양조 기불 기수 종료
The monks who transmitted the sutra added things like the 7 factors of awakening and the 5 obstacles. It isn't really harmful, but it does mean that the real meaning of the sutra is somewhat hidden by these other things being brought in. The last part of the sutra reads, "He who practices the 4 establishments of mindfulness for 7 years can expect one of 2 fruits, the highest understanding in this very life, or if there remains some residue of affliction, he can attain the fruit of no return." Practicing for 7 years you can arrive. Let alone 7 years bhikkhus, whoever practices the 4 establishments of mindfulness for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 years, or 1 year, or even 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 months, 1 month or half a month can also expect one of 2 fruits, either the highest understanding or the fruit of no return. So, 7 years is time, but people who have great willingness to practice don't need 7 years, it is enough to have half a month. That is why we said that this path, the path of the 4 grounds of the establishment of mindfulness, is the most wonderful path, which helps beings realize purification, transcend grief and sorrow, and destroy pain and anxiety. The bhikkhus were delighted to hear the teaching of the Buddha. They took it to heart and began to put it into practice. We have a great fortune to be able to study the 2 sutras, the Anapanasati and the Satipatthana. These 2 sutras are the basis. These are sutras you keep under your pillow, always with you. It is very regrettable that some meditation practice centers do not allow these sutras to be studied. All places of practice should have these sutras. These sutras go together. Each shines light on the other, and they also show us how the monks and nuns and lay people practiced during the time of the Buddha. In the time of the Buddha many people learned these sutras by heart. In the southern tradition, in the Theravada school, the monks still learn these 2 sutras by heart. We have one more thing to learn concerning the morning liturgy of Wednesday. We will talk about the transition chant, "We are truly present," when we next meet on Thursday the 12th. I am now going to read the introductory words of a meditation master, concerning accession in the Chinese tradition. Sometimes this lasts for 21 days. The way of practice in this tradition is to practice with koan or with meditation words. So compared with our sort of retreat it's very different. I only have to read the introductory words, which are used when the retreat begins, for you to see the difference. This kind of practice is called the practice with all ourself, to practice all the way. So it means we sit, and we sit with all our being. This retreat was practiced in the Kamhungtam Plainzhou in China, and the master who was in charge was called Li Chu. He passed away in 1942. For meditation the meditation words, koan, were, who is the person reciting the name of the Buddha? Find that person. That was the subject of the retreat. Who is the one who is reciting the name of the Buddha? Who is the one who is practicing sitting meditation? This retreat began on the 15th of the 10th month, and ended on the 27th of the 12th month. It's also a sort of winter retreat. This retreat lasted for 7 contiguous weeks in 1942. Many people had to prepare for the retreat when many monks would come to practice. There was much busyness in preparation. When we read this we hear about the spirit of the practice which was very serious. Today the temple has opened for the retreat, and therefore people are very busy, and outside the temple there are many people who are very, very busy. And this means that not only the people are busy, but all the Dharmapalas and other species are also very busy. Are we busy before we begin the summer retreat? And the winter retreat? Yes, we are busy, but although we are busy, we have the practice called dwelling peacefully and happily in the present moment, so our preparation is also a time of enjoyment. We are taught that we have to dwell in the present moment, and although we have many things to do when we organize a retreat, our busyness at that time is different from the busyness of other people. And the Master says that, not only the people in the temple are busy, but also the Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas and the Dharmapalas are also busy. So why should we make so many people busy? Actually, the other species, like the Dharmapalas, are even busier than we are. Do you understand what it means to have a retreat like this? Now you have heard how all the Buddhas, the Dharmapalas, and the Bodhisattvas are very busy on our behalf. And you who have come here to practice during this retreat, you were always busy, but now you should work even harder. You should be even busier during this retreat. So you should understand that all the ancient monks of ancient times, they also practiced like this. The matter of birth and death lies in our hands. Your body, your feelings, and your mind lie in your own hands. From now on you don't have to do anything during the retreat. It's not important to join your palms or bow your head to each other. The only thing you have to do is meditate on the koan. You don't have to ask each other anything. You don't even have to light incense. You don't even have to prostrate. These things are not important. The only important thing is to grasp the koan. And you don't have to join your palms in front of the head of practice or in front of the monk or who leads the ceremonies. So if you get sick, can you join your palms to the leader of the practice asking if you can rest? No, you can't. If you ask, nobody will dare to give you permission to rest if you are sick. You have to ask me, but I cannot give a permission. So if you are sick, what do you have to do? You just have to continue their treat. You just have to do the sitting, whether you are alive, whether you are dead, whether you are sick. You have to keep sitting. So it's okay if you die in this retreat, then we will take you out and bury you. That is the best way to resolve your sickness. So if you are sick, you have to sit. You have to look deeply. If you die, we will just have to put you in the coffin and leave you there until the end of the retreat, and then we'll go to bury you. You're not allowed to smile, you're not allowed to turn your head and look at someone else at any moment. What is more, during this time of retreat, whatever you are doing, whether you are going to the toilet or anything else, you cannot look at anyone, you cannot smile. If you do this, you'll have tobe. Beaten by the master of discipline, and if you are beaten many times, then you may die, and then we will leave you until the retreat is finished, and then we will bury you. Because if you are beaten, you die during the retreat, we won't have time to bury you. In past retreats people have died. So I will say that if you are very sick, and you feel that you are going to die, you cannot ask to rest. If you die, we will just leave you to lie there until the end of the retreat, and then we will bury you. If you want to go out, you have to ask permission of the leader of the discipline, and even if you have to go to the toilet, we cannot let you go out of the meditation hall because nobody will open the door for you until the session is finished. So you have to understand there is nothing more to do than to go beyond birth and death. So that is the introduction to the retreat. The monks practiced all year around, and when they entered the retreat, only then could they hope to have a breakthrough. The Master says if we put all our mind into resolving the koan, then we don't need to go to the toilet, we cannot get sick. The only thing that is important is to give our mind to the koan. At the beginning of our winter retreat, on the 26th of the 11th month,